Firstly, I would like to say thank you to IPK project for giving me the chance to speak on the experience of Vietnam in the accessions to the 1991 Acts of UPOV in the seminar. So before I want to talk about the situation of Vietnam's agriculture in 1990s. At that time, Vietnam's agriculture is underdeveloped and crop production mainly for food crops and only rice. And we are for the new variety, it's very poor and really rice more, and almost of the new variety are imported. So I want to introduce about the situation of Vietnam's agriculture in 1990s before we decided to join UPOV. So at that time, in the crop production in Vietnam, we are mainly for food crops, and only it's big part from rice. For the new variety, it's very poor, and almost of them are imported from overseas. And 100% of the domestic varieties are bred from public sector. That means they spend the government budget. So joining global economy is oriented by the government, because at that time we try to develop the economy of the country. That's why at that time many policies to encourage the investment from private sector, also domestic and overseas, are instituted in my country, and plant variety protection is one of the policies. So for the history of PVP system in Vietnam, we have some 4 periods. The first from 95 to 2000, we study on the PVP. And in 1995, the concept of PVP was heard for the first time by Vietnamese in a seminar held in Jakarta, with the support from Japan and UPOV. And at that seminar, there were 2 Vietnamese participants joined the seminar. And when they came back, the PVP conception is introduced in Vietnam, and we have two strong discussion on this. And that's why we try to organize this activity to raise the awareness on PVP for the relevant persons in this period. And from 2000 to 2006, we decided to establish the systems with the technical organizations and the legal framework. And 2006, we joined UPOV and become 63rd member in 2006. And from 2007 until now, we implement the PVP systems under the UPOV conventions and exploiting the benefits of the system. From 2018, we want to enhance the nation PVP systems more to encourage the breeder from Vietnam to find application to abroad, and also encourage the application from overseas to introduce to Vietnam. So we positive join the regional communism, and now they call EPVP Asia. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. So for the activity, yes, for the activities in 1995 to 2000, we organized many seminar, domestic seminar, and workshop to introduce PVP law and to introduce UPOV convention. And from 2000 to 2006, we and UPOV to come Vietnam to help us draft the legislation documents as well as to establish technical organizations. Here you can see Miss Yolanda came Vietnam to help us to draft the law, and some experts from Japan, the Netherlands, come Vietnam to help us to establish the technical system. And this is the meeting for the technical resolution, the first time in Vietnam in 2004. So for the system, national system of PVP in Vietnam, we have two components. That is implementation offices and the legal documents. For the offices, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is responsible for PVP in whole country. And Department of Crop Production, they under Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, they have two offices, that's the Plant Variety Protection Office and National Center for Plant Testing under Department of Crop Production. Applicants file application for PVP to PVP office and the seed sample to National Center for Plant Testing. And National Center for Plant Testing, they have 4 DOS testing stations, and they are conducting PVP follow the stipulations in the legal document system, including IP law number 50. We draft it, we execute based on the 1991 Act of UPOV. And under the law, we have the decree and circular to detail instructions of the use of the law. So for the examination of the application in Vietnam, we have three times of the examination. There is first, we have the consent equal examination of for DOS test report, which conducted by the authority office of Vietnam in the 4 stations. And the second, we go on-site inspection for the crops, for example, fruit tree or flowers, special crops. We based on the breeder test and the office, the PVP office examiner from PVP office or from National Center to go there to conduct on-site inspection. And we have third time is documentation on the US test for the variety already conduct US tests in our sea. And we will send the request to the authority of that country, and then we receive the report from US test report from them, and then we examine, then we do procedures for filing the application certificate. So for the benefits of the system, as this chapter this morning, Mr. Suzuki already explained, but I want to tell that this means the breeding, the change from breeding to introduction of the new variety is specialized after we introduce PVP system in Vietnam. So before PVP established in Vietnam, breeders only in the public research organizations like research institute or university. And after they breed a new variety, they introduce directly to the farmer. They have no professional distribution system. That's why the farmer difficult on the access of the good service and the difficult for the seed quality control in the market. But after we have the PVP system, the breeder from the public research organizations, after they find application for PVP, they get PBR, and they transfer the right to the company, and they just collect royalty from the company. The company will produce the seed, conduct a seed production, and packaged and sold to the farmer through the good professional distribution seed system. That's why the farmer have chance to access good service and the seed quality of seed also better and easy for the authority to control the quality, seed quality in the market. So that's why by this specialized, so many different people from different sectors can join the breeding facility. You can see here the data according to the data from PVP office for the Vietnamese variety. I mean the breeder from Vietnam from 2004 until 2022. We have a total 1,742 variety. It's bred by Vietnamese. And this is the number of variety from each types of people. Here you can see farmer, grower, and other researcher. Researcher, I mean the people who retired after working in the research institute. And company, it's the biggest, it's more than 8, nearly 900. And research institute and university. And here, these two farmers for longan and rice. So for the benefits for rice, I want to talk to mention on the rice because in Vietnam, rice is the most important crops. And after rice is corn. And rice, you can see this is data from General Statistics Office of Vietnam. In 2000, the yield of rice in my country is 4 tons, more than 4 tons. But in 2021, the yield of rice increased by 60.6 tons, 6 tons per hectare. That means during 20 years that the yield of rice increased nearly 50% increase. And this is, there is a big contribution from new variety. So PVP encourages breeding new varieties. That's why we can say that this is good impact for increase of the yield. And in 2017, in the survey conducted by an independent research company in Europe, and they find out that due in 10 years, just for they surveyed for rice, corn, and sweet potato. And the data says that the only 3 crops contributed 8% of the agriculture GDP of Vietnam during 10 years or 10 years. So PVP encouraged to create a new variety. And the other benefits from PVP, that is the quality, eating quality of rice. In around 2000, before 2000 Vietnam, we have many big programs to breed the variety with higher eating quality, good eating quality, but we were not success at that time. However, recent years, you can see we have a ST25. That's the name of the variety. That variety gets the best quality in the world in a champion in Philippines 2019. And last week in Vietnam, in World Rice Conference Summit, the variety ST25 there become the best quality in the world again. And now we have a set of variety with high quality and we can export, which the price is higher than normal rice 3 times compared to the normal rice. So the farmer have increased their income by accessing the new variety with good yield and quality. So for the other new variety, for the different varieties, before we just only food crops rice and maize, and some were like groundnut and soybean. But since we established PVP system, we have some point. First, we have a setup variety adapt in the inconvenient environment when climate change. For example, here we have some variety suitable for resistant to drought or flooded. Yeah, here the food tolerance and easy and salty, so we can grow in that area. Before it's very difficult for growing a rice, but now it's suitable for the area, but when the environment change. And for the diversity, we have many products. It's from new variety. For example, many medicinal plants for produce functional food or medicine. So that make diversify the products for the customers. And this also contribute to the conservation of plants and resource and livelihood for ethnic minority in the mountainous rural area. Here, as there are some provinces in mountainous area, they cannot cultivate food crops or agriculture crops, but it's very good for medicinal plants. And we are established some area for both purpose, for increase for livelihood of the minority there. And also that is good for the conservation of PGR, especially for some species now are declining because of the industrialization, urbanization, or climate change. And since we applied the plant variety protection systems, many new variety with high value in the world is introduced to Vietnam. Because when we applied the PVP effectively, the breeder, they will introduce their new variety. And together with that variety, new variety, they also introduce the new techniques. So our farmer can learn the technique from them. And that's an opportunity to increase income for the farmer. Here, there are some new variety of fruits from United States, or flowers from Europe, and vegetables also from Europe and Japan are imported to Vietnam. And you can see here the number of publications in Vietnam from 2004 until 2020. It's increased by the years. This is the number of publications by the years. So when the PVP applied in Vietnam, the private sector, I mean the seed company, they are very successful when they applied PVP, and they become stronger both on the side both finance and ability for research and development. So they contribute to the economy of the country. Now there are some many companies, they become very big and they become science technology corporations, the title which recognized by Ministry of Science and Technology for the company who have a good infrastructure for R&D, and they have some variety get PBR. And they are playing an important role on the participate of the movement for the big policies. For example, in my country now we have some policies that's for link for members, farmer, managers, scientists, and the corporation, seed business. And we have some big policy as land consolidation, reorganize pattern crops, and food value chain, and food safety production. And we find out that when in each which province there is a participation of the private sector, it's easy to be success. And PVP is play important role for this successful, because of when we protect their right, they will answer to join the policy. So for the benefits of PVP has been clear since Vietnam became UPOV's member. So aware of the importance of the PVP system, our government decided to enhance the capacity of the nation systems, and it's already stipulated in the intellectual property strategy for the period from 2020 to 2030. For PVP, there are three main purposes from the government. That is, we try to make the systems for how the PVP application in Vietnam increase from 12 to 14% per year. It increases every year, will be 12 to 14%. And there is 10 to 12% of Vietnamese application will be found in abroad, and 1 to 2 variety will exploiting the PBR in overseas. In order to get the purpose, the targets, we positive participating to regional mechanisms. And now I'd like to go to the next slide, please. So from 2018, we joined the joined the regional mechanisms together with Japan and UPOV. The system now we call EPVP Asia. That system finance supported by Japan Fund Interest under EIPVP's pilot project and the technical assistance from UPOV. This is the first meeting in 2008, and from 2019-20, every year we have a meeting in Vietnam in different area. And in the COVID pandemic, we have a meeting by virtual. And the last meeting is this September. We discussed about how to build the system, and we need to prepare everything for running of the system. So what is EPVP Asia? EPVP Asia is the platform which uses UPOV EPVP system. So for the benefits of using EPVP Asia, that is the increase of, it's make convenient for the breeder to find application in some country in the region. For example, here in Vietnam, one application, Vietnam or overseas, when they find application to PVP officer Vietnam, it's only for Vietnam's territory. But when they find to the EAPVP Asia, that is can go through to that application, can automatic go to some other country. And we have one combined application form in different language with some members of language. And until now, we have very few countries, because as Mr. Suzuki said, only UPOV member can use. That's why we in the maybe near future it can be used. And there is one module to exchange the US testing report among the members of the region of EPVP Asia. So it's also not only facilitate for breeder, but also facilitate for the authority office. We can do more than the capacity we are existing. So this is this is EPVP Asia, and for the detail we will hope in the future it can be used. So because the EPVP Asia use UPOV EPVP, that's why in this September, Vietnam is launched, UPOV EPVP is launched in Vietnam. So several years now, we together with the UPOV and to establish the UPOV EPVP and new PVP system for registration in Vietnam started from October 23. That means we can receive every application from every members of UPOV, and our reader also can use this system to find application to every UPOV member. But we need to introduce the system more and training and introduce to many relevant persons on the using this system. Thank you for your attention.